As a gamer, we're always looking for that competitive edge. Now that we're one of the biggest brands in the world for gaming, can we be one of the biggest brands in the world for entertainment? What else is ahead of us? It's like playing a computer game. You never look back. When you're a character on the screen, you're always moving forward. You're always looking for the next challenge. And we're always looking for the next bigger challenge. We've built this massive ecosystem of hardware, software, and services that revolves around just one person, ourselves, the gamer. For gamers, by gamers, that's our motto.
The worldwide gaming market is over $100 billion.
Gaming, for a lot of people, is an escape.
He's designing products that he feels like would benefit the gamer.
They have built a lifestyle around gaming.
He's just very inquisitive, and he's always looking for the next deal, the next challenge.
Like any other gamer child, I was difficult. I was always on the computer. I would always be looking at playing computer games at any chance I got. My parents would be yelling at me, stop playing, so much. But I'm glad, some things don't change. I'm still playing computer games all the time.
We grew up together in the 1980s. We shared many things together, especially gaming. This was something that really bonded us.
Min has always been a gamer at heart. Ever since he was young, he's always been addicted to gaming.
He was competitive, focused, as we duked it out over the computer.
Actually, it was our 286 computer back then, and my parents were pretty strict on trying to control, our usage of the computer. But when they were out, we would be there, we'd switch it on, we'd be playing, and then we would know that my mom, when she comes back home, she would touch the side of the monitor, and this isn't, by the way, exclusive to us. It's a whole generation of gamers that has suffered under the oppressive yoke of parents back in the day, right? We would get iced, water and cool it down so that, they would be none the wiser when they touched the computer. Oh, it's still cool. It should be fine. We did a lot of that.
I think the entrepreneurial streak in Min started extremely early. Even in high school, during Valentine's Day, the school brought in, a flower vendor. I think the night before, he brought in a ton of roses and sold those during Valentine's Day. Then he bought over the vendor's flowers at a cheaper price and sold everything back to the school all over again.
I come from a pretty traditional Asian family, and my mom would say, okay guys, I think you guys can either be a doctor or a lawyer. And I've got my sister who's a doctor, my other sister's a lawyer, my brother's a really well-respected clinician oncologist, he's super smart, and I did my law degree, so 2 doctors, 2 lawyers, go figure, right?
Min took some very big risks, and he specifically went against his parents' wishes.
Probably at the back of my mind, I kind of realized that they might not be too happy when I changed my career.
He went into it first without first telling his parents. And then he kind of mentioned it in passing.
They did not expect him to be an entrepreneur, especially in a field that they saw as super risky, super confusing, not something that they can understand or relate to, which is the world of gaming.
To do what he has done in the face especially of an environment like Singapore, which is not what I would call tremendously well known for risk-taking, and risk falling flat on his face many, many times over, I think that takes courage.
When the opportunity came about, I said, well, life is short. I love what I do, but I think I'm going to love gaming a little bit more.
I don't think it was a huge sacrifice to him. In fact, I think it was his dream come true.
He could have had a very, very comfortable life as a lawyer, and he was a good one. But this is certainly more exciting, isn't it?
For us, it started out with a simple gaming mouse.
How could we build a better mouse, or in this case, the first gaming mouse in the world?
He reached out to me and he had this mouse for me to try, and that was just, the start. I was really impressed.
It started with a single gaming mouse that Razer had engineered to play to high-end and performance gamers.
One of the most important weapons in a gamer's arsenal is the mouse. Something as banal or as humble as a gaming mouse. That's what we kind of conceived it to be. We pinged our friends and said, who wants one of these the world's first gaming mouse. And we went out there. It was probably one of the earliest forms of crowdsourcing. It just took off.
The reason why it took off, and it took off in such a strong way, because gamers immediately realized how great this product was.
That really spawned off a whole era of gaming mice and then the gaming peripherals market.
Min's innovations at Razer have really enabled PC gaming to take off. And a perfect example of that is the Boomslang mouse. This is a mouse that was designed just for gamers. And having a tool, having an accessory that was designed just for them has really allowed PC gaming to be transformed.
Min's influence can't be understated in that essentially what he's done is reimagine a variety of different gaming accessories and peripherals for an entirely new generation.
Bear in mind that when we first founded the company, we thought we were just going to come up with one product. And we said, well, we're not making a product like anyone else. It's not one of those geeky tech consumer products. It's a product that we know is going to destroy the competition. That was our rallying call. And we said, what kind of name would it be that would destroy the competition or eat up all the competition? And it was a mouse. I said, what eats mice? Snakes. So boom, we started from there. We used names of snakes for our mice: Diamondback, Copperhead, Mamba. Then we went on to keyboards, and we said, okay, what are we going to use for keyboards? Well, when you're typing on the keyboard, your fingers look like spiders. So we had tarantula, we've had the black widow, and stuff like that. So, it started off a bit like a joke, but we've actually influenced the entire industry right now.
So what animal would you liken yourself to?
Myself? I have actually not really thought of that. Well, a lot of people associate myself with a triple-headed snake icon that we have. And to date, that's probably that single icon that I've spent almost every waking hour of my life for the past couple of years, the triple-headed snake icon, and I suppose that's what I associate myself closest to. Esports, it's become massive, and it's become a huge spectator sport at the same time. When other people are watching you play games, it's a competitive sport, and the numbers just keep going.
Some of these gamers are playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's amazing.
Ball of bits and bytes became the first silicon icon.
It's an international craze.
Video games in the US alone are a $13.5 billion.
Gaming has always been there. Anyone who likes to have fun in their lives, gaming has always been part of, whether it's traditional forms of gaming, but interactive entertainment or digital entertainment. That really kind of took it to the next level. And today, in recent times, it's actually become an actual sport. Esports, it's become massive, and it's become a huge spectator sport at the same time. When other people are watching you play games, it's a competitive sport, and the numbers just keep going.
This has become a new phenomenon where gamers train in excess of 10 hours a day just to get to the top of the league, to be world champions for a particular game that's being watched by millions of fans and gamers alike.
Even the spectator community for gaming is almost as large as the spectator community for physical sports today.
Just imagine you're a gamer and you're watching other people play games, which is, by the way, a really popular thing right now. There's something called Twitch that you can get on and just, it sounds kind of strange. You don't play the game, you watch other people play the game.
Dude!
But Twitch is TV for gamers. But usually you watch the best, the best in the world. And the best in the world are the esports players.
Some of these gamers are playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's amazing that gaming has come to this level, and that, I don't know, I never thought about this kind of stuff, of course, growing up, is just playing these games. But when you take a step back and look at it from a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense.
There's like 2.1 billion gamers out there in the world at this point of time, and that number just keeps growing year on year. Geographically, it's grown. Back then, For gaming, it used to be just the US, Europe, parts of Asia, but China became this massive gaming market.
What's crazy is gaming has grown over the last 40 years from a cottage industry literally developed out of people's back bedrooms and garages into a $100 billion plus behemoth that's bigger even than the movie industry.
They've really created an entire lifestyle out of this one brand that everybody can connect with, the products that everybody uses, and the lifestyle that people live while using Razer products is just unbelievable.
It used to be the stereotype of the teenage boy living in his parents' basement, playing games all day, eating Cheetos, and pretty much not taking care of ourselves. But about half of the gamers out there today, they're female. Now, over and above, we've got gamers getting older, we've got gamers getting younger, because today gaming is really the singular form of entertainment that is the most accessible to everyone, be it whether it's from a smartphone or a tablet or on a PC. Gaming is actually the easiest way to bring new technologies across to people.
There's a lot of people who are skeptical when you launch the Razer phone because the market is so saturated right now.
Absolutely.
And I know the pitch for Razer has been this is a gaming phone.
So I think we've kind of forged ahead, like what we've done with peripherals and what we've done with the gaming laptops. And today, I think we're the world's first and only gamer phone at this point of time. And we'll probably see the entire industry on the smartphone side focusing on gamers pretty soon. So we are right at the forefront.
Min at Razer really has been on a buying spree, buying an assortment of different companies. A mobile gaming platform, THX, which is an audio technology company. So it seems like he's trying to build something bigger, far beyond gaming.
And I get goose pimples when I watch the THX Deep Note sequence. And when the opportunity came about for us to be able to acquire them, it seemed like a very natural step for us to take, for us to be able to bring together that whole entertainment spectrum, from gaming, from movies, and the future music at the same time. And, it was a very quick decision on our part.
How Min has directed us to look at it really is that the opportunity is not about shipping that many titles, shipping that many products. It's really about the number of gamers that we need to touch. And as a result, the opportunities are huge.
Candidly, I don't think we even had the thought that this would last anything beyond a single product. We're now, the number one in the world in the US, Europe, and China for all gaming peripherals at this point of time.
It wasn't obvious a decade ago how large this business would become. Either it was going to be very successful or we're going to crash and burn.
The key thing about Min's success is he didn't just succeed in an established field already. He really created an entirely new category, an entirely new field.
We never had any, proper market reports or studies because this entire industry has always been born out from the grassroots, from the community. From the moment we were founded, I would hear people saying, "Isn't gaming a niche?"
Everyone thought, he's gonna fail. No one's gonna buy his gaming mice for $100. Then he launches a keyboard for $200. Everyone thought he's crazy. And then he went to do his laptops.
It ended up to be, 2 or 3 times more expensive than any other laptop in the market at the time. What that did is basically broke the entire business model that companies were using in that laptop space.
If you've only seen his products and then you met the guy, you go, oh, of course. You know what I mean? It's like he's reflected in the product and the other way around.
He pays a level of attention to detail that ensures the quality of the Razer products. And this isn't just the product itself, it's from the packaging to the user experience when he opens that box.
The one thing that I've really been able to take from practicing law across to running Razer is really attention to detail.
I'm still amazed by detail that Min can spot on a product, even if it's like a pre-production product. Something that even having like multiple designers looking at it, working on the product, and he can immediately, like after a few seconds, it's just going to say that, this one is not right.
He can sometimes drive the organization crazy because he is such a perfectionist. But this level of detail sometimes is required if you are trying to build not just a device, but a brand.
In many ways, Razer is to gaming what Apple is to the telecom industry, because what it's done very successfully is apply design thinking to completely reimagine the shape of, both figuratively and literally, some common gaming items, peripherals, and accessories.
The aesthetic and the tone that you feel when you pick up something for the first time and you open it up and you get it hooked up to your computer, and the beautiful lights and the glitz and the glamour and just everything that other peripheral companies don't offer, Razer goes above and beyond so much further into what gamers actually want, and they've given us what we didn't even know we wanted until we had it.
Important thing for a lot of these gamers, especially gamers that are competing at the highest levels, gamers that want to make a living out of being a pro gamer, you really have to rely on your tools of the trade. So you might as well have the best products available, the best keyboard, the mouse, arcade stick, whatever it is. You need to have the right tools to be able to take you to the next level or get you that big win.
He always knew having that extra precision, speed, and control makes all the difference to gamers. It's that edge between winning and losing.
Min is a gamer, and he will not push a product or a service that he himself wouldn't want as a gamer, and that's very important.
To Min, everything can be designed well, and if it cannot be designed well, he will rather not do it.
Every single thing has got to be executed to perfection. That every single last detail, no matter whether somebody looks at it or notices it or otherwise, it's got to be done perfectly.
It's like in a game, when you lose concentration, you might lose your life. And that is the same as we see it when we have events or when we launch a product. It is very important that all details are in place.
Maybe about 10 years ago, we had an event where there's a slight problem. Our logo on the wall is just a couple of degrees tilted to the side. It's not quite straight where it needs to be. So we sent a picture to Min, and he basically told us, if you can't fix it, take the whole thing down, and we're not going to do it.
We constantly look for the next boss in the game, or what's the next quest, or what's the next thing you're supposed to find, and that's what we do. It's like playing a computer game. You never look back. When you're a character on the screen, back in the 2D scrolling kind of games, you're always moving forward. You're always thinking about what do we want for ourselves, what's the best that we want to have, and I wish I could tell you more, but I'll have to kill you if that's the case. Somebody posted on my Facebook page and he said, Min, what if I tattoo your face on myself? And he tattoos my face on himself. It was pretty crazy.
If you're not authentic, this young audience, they are ravenous. They will sniff you out. They understand fully who is here for the right reasons and who is not.
So there are two companies in the world that people tattoo logos on themselves. One of them is Apple about 20 years ago, and there's us now. We've got thousands of fans out there that tattoo the triple-headed snake logos on themselves.
That's crazy, right? Having tattoos on their bodies.
The craziest one so far was very recently when we announced the Razer phone. Somebody posted on my Facebook page and he said, Min, I can't get hold of one of your phones. What if I tattoo your face on myself, right? And I said, sure. I thought he was kidding. I said, sure, if you do that, we'll give you a phone. And he tattoos my face on himself. It was pretty crazy.
Anytime you're getting your name or your face tattooed on a fan, you know you're doing something right.
It's pretty amazing to see him connect directly with the gamer. He hosts his own social network pages. He does his own personal outreach in events and trade shows. He's very much a common man to the gamer.
Razer Store. Now, Razer Store, what is Razer Store?
He's very charismatic. He thinks like a gamer, he talks like one, he acts like one. When he gets on that stage, everybody loves him. He knows how to turn the gamers on.
Every time we launch a store, for example, I'm there with thousands of gamers that will line up overnight. I remember there was one store we opened, and I got word that we had 2,000 gamers lining up overnight, just waiting for the opening of the store. We went out, we bought hundreds of pizzas. It was awesome. So we've still got these, what we like to call Razer AFKs, or away from keyboards to meet up with the gamers and chat with them. That's what we do.
People know he's there. He's present. He's very active in social media. I don't even think he sleeps.
Min is known for his signature outfit, black t-shirt and jeans. He has a big cult following. This is a character, a persona that people have become fascinated with and obsessed with.
We've got 8 million followers on Facebook. We've got 3 million on Twitter. We're on Instagram. I'm messaging them. I'm chatting with them.
I get emails from him all the time where some fan writes to him about a problem he has with his mouse. And we basically take care of it right away.
One of my fans actually, he dropped me a note and said, Min, there was a family in Australia. A burglar had broken into their home and had stolen all their Razer gear that was prepared for their kid that they wanted to give for Christmas. Immediately, I dropped a note to the team. We know that it's the 23rd of December. Everything's kind of shut down in Australia, but we would really like to send, a set of gear to the kid, right? And boom, we put everything together. And I didn't really think much about it. I just thought it would be cool for another fan, or we'd do that for any member of our gaming community, right? And I'm glad we managed to save his Christmas.
In the competitive world of gaming and business, it's something that I find very admirable. He wants to bring everyone together with him on a journey. And I think that's something which it's very real about him.
That authenticity, you just can't ignore. It's infatuating. I mean, you just want to be a part of it because the leader of the entire company truly loves the products that he's creating. If you're not authentic, this young audience, they are ravenous. They will sniff you out and they understand fully who is here for the right reasons and who is not.
As you know, gamers tend to be very flippant. They tend to be very polarizing. They can hate you for a moment and love you the next.
The gamers or our fans believe that for life, we're always going to be on the cutting edge of design, the cutting edge of engineering, and most importantly, staying true to our mission of delivering the best experiences for the gamers out there. And it's stressful, for us to constantly know that they're always watching and always looking forward to the next greatest or the most kick-ass Razer product out there. And we just have to always deliver.
He wakes up every single day wondering how someone else might be doing better. And as long as you keep worrying about that, I think you can keep driving this company forward.
Anybody who really trusts their own instincts, that takes a huge amount of bravery. To have an idea and then you put it out in the world and you really have no idea how people are going to react. I can't think of anything much scarier than that.
Sometimes you think that the odds against the company are so overwhelming, a lot of people would have just given up. But he has always managed to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
In hindsight, many would have called it a pipe dream, but to him it was a mission that he wanted to achieve with no compromise.
Now, everyone is a gamer. Min played a very important part in that. We're just amazed by that.
He sees gaming growing in all sorts of different ways and becoming far more accessible to all segments of the population.
Being able to have the platform and the opportunity and the brand like Razer to be able to bring forth the vision that we have, to millions of gamers out there. We've got this massive opportunity to be able to do that, and it constantly pushes us. It constantly tells us we've got to do better. We've got to think bigger. We've got to be able to bring our vision to every single gamer out there.
Despite his success, he is still the same guy that I've known for the last 27 years.
He once told me he runs towards challenges. You don't walk, you run towards them. And when everything's done and dusted, he simply says, well, what's next?
And with gaming being the fastest growing segment at this point of time of all entertainment, it gives us this great opportunity to potentially be one of the biggest companies of all time. And that's something that inspires us, it's something that pushes us constantly. We are just barely getting started.